talking about it. Andrea, I want to read you from the Times piece by Ben Hubbard. Said both Israel and Saudi Arabia are worried that President Obama's focus on achieving an agreement with Iran has shaken bedrock commitments by Washington that have long underpinned the regional order. The sense of neglect by Washington has caused a crisis of confidence that was capped by the announcement on Sunday that the king would not be there. We've heard an awful lot about the health of some leaders and the Saudi leaders being pinned down by what's happening in their own countries, but this is fairly unprecedented. Nick Burns and I were talking about this. 4 of 6 countries not bringing their leaders to Camp David. Fairly unprecedented. Are we entering a new phase in U.S.-Saudi relations?
I think we've entered it. I think we actually entered it with the decision not to go against Assad in Syria over chemical weapons. Once that red line that the president himself had imposed on Labor Day a couple of years ago, and to let that war go unanswered, really, by any kind of American initiative since then. So I think that was the first step. Then Iran. Here you've got Iran acting very aggressively in Yemen against the Saudis. The Saudis engaged in a shooting war there. And they believe that what Nick said, I heard what he said earlier, that with the lifting of the sanctions, Iran will have so much more disposable income for their foreign policy misadventures, if you will, from the Saudi perspective, from the perspective of those in the region, those others in the region. What I think is so extraordinary here is that they confirmed to John Kerry that he was coming. Wow. And then the foreign minister, Adel al-Jubeir, whom we all know very well from his years and years here as the ambassador and before that as the national security advisor to the former King Abdullah, he was with John Kerry in Paris on Friday saying that the king was coming. So this snub is so in your face to not only not come, to say you're coming, then not come, but to have reconfirmed it at the highest levels. It's embarrassing to Kerry, it's embarrassing to the White House, and I don't see any way that they can spin it.
And yet, Michael,